Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This again is the voice of Ahmed Odunton. Today, the 18th of June 2024, launching another revolutionary assault on the bastions of oppression. This we are inspired to keep doing until that fort, the bricks of the forts of oppression, lies as rubbles beneath our feet. So look, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is still within the grip of a national strike. The Nigerian Labour Congress declared a national strike a couple of weeks ago, and this is probably the second week. So look, we are going to be launching this revolutionary assault again, starting from the website of the Nigerian Labour Congress, and this was a press release talk, titled Mr. SGF, Treasonable Felons and Economic Saboteurs are in Agbada and Convoys. The first paragraph of that press release goes thus. The Nigerian Labour Congress expresses its profound disappointment and strong condemnation of the recent comments made by the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, SGF, regarding the nationwide strike embarked upon by the NLC and the Trade Union Congress. The SGF characterization of our legitimate and constitutionally protected industrial action as a treasonable felony and economic sabotage is not only deeply troubling, but also undermines the spirit of constructive dialogue necessary for resolving the ongoing issues. So, apparently, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation had labeled the industrial action as being treasonable, and the Nigerian Labour Congress in their press release had denounced such a statement and accusation as irresponsible, and saying, look, the people, the class, and those that are really criminals and treasonable are those of you guys in expensive agbadas and mile-long convoys. So the demands of the NLC and TUC are clear and just. We seek the conclusion and signing into law of the new minimum wage that is in sync with the realities of the cost of living, a reversal of the hike in electricity tariff to 65 naira per kilowatt, and an end to the discriminatory classification of electricity consumers into bands. These demands are grounded in the need for economic justice and fairness for all Nigerian workers and citizens. Well, first of all, let us say that this agitation by the NLC and the TUC is long overdue. The cost of living has risen exponentially over a few years, and Nigerian workers and citizens at large are living a rat-like existence where their salaries are not paid as a when due, and when they are paid, it is not able to sustain their living. So, first of all, we should say that this is a struggle that all parents, fathers, mothers, unemployed should participate in. This is not just a struggle for the civil servants, for just for those employed by governments. We strongly believe that the minimum wage is a national question, because whether you are in the private sector or not, you are affected, and the cost of living um, does not just affect workers, it affects every Nigerians. So every Nigerians employed, unemployed, in the private sector or not, have a duty and responsibility to participate and support the NLC and TUC in this struggle for a living wage. See, and I was specific about the fact that um, parents, fathers, mothers should support the Nigerian Labour Congress on the grounds that, look, when we send our wards to school, that takes about 19 to 20 years if everything goes smooth without no extra years. And when these wards graduate, we like naturally parents at some stage in their lives become dependents on their children. So if the minimum wage is not even enough for them to take care of their immediate family, how do you expect to be dependent on them when they are underpaid, when they are paid a slave wage? So it is not just the employed that are threatened, even the parents are threatened too. So every Nigerian parents, fathers, mothers have a responsibility to also join the NLC in participating in the strike. Participating by not just talking, sitting at home, but by taking to the streets. Because look, when you sent us to school, that actually took about 19 to 20 years if everything went smoothly. That is a lifetime of investments parents made with the hope that at some point in their lives, they too become dependent on their children to eat the fruits of their labor. But see, unfortunately, when these children, when we are paid slave wage, how do you expect us to efficiently take care of you medically, materially? So ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn òbí wa náà wà threatened báyìí. So this is not just about you are self-employed, you got your own business. Minimum wage is a national question for everybody, whether you are in the private sector or not. Because minimum wage is a law. And if it is a law, you have a responsibility, even though you are in the private sector, to abide by that law. You are not expected. It's against the law for you to pay your workers below that. So whenever the NLC, TUC goes on strike, it is unfortunate that the private sector thinks, the private schools especially think it is none of their business. National minimum wage is a law. So whether you are in the private sector, it is illegal for you to pay below the national minimum wage. And every workers in the private sector have a civic responsibility to join the NLC in this strike. Because look, whether you join them or not, the living costs, the cost of living affects everyone. So there is no distinction when you go buy tomatoes in the markets that look, oh, so whether you are in the private sector or not, national minimum wage is a question that affects everyone. So look, the private sector and every Nigerian parent have a responsibility to join and to be in the streets with the NLC, ensuring that this tra- this this treasonable felons in power do the right thing. So we are going to be moving on from that to the editorials of the Guardian newspaper and the Premium Times, because they are dealing pretty much about the same subjects. So the Guardian editorial is titled "Killers of Soldiers in Abia Should Not Escape Punishments," and that of the Premium Times is also titled IPOB, IPOB, Killers of Aba Soldiers Must Face the Law. So we are going to read the first paragraph of the Premium Times, which goes thus. 5 soldiers at a checkpoint in Aba were killed by gunmen of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on the 30th of May, who also burnt their operational van. The outlaws had been driving around the city in their enforcement of a sit-at-home order that they declared in memory of those who died in the ill-fated Republic of Biafra during the Nigerian Civil War. The Makaba display, which was one in a long series of criminalities perpetrated by IPOP, was barbaric, callous, unjustifiable. So Igbo leaders have seen it from this prism too, as evidence in the reactions of the Ohanese leadership and the governors of the Southeast. President Tinubu has directed security agencies to fish out the felons who masterminded the dastardly act so that they can face the full wrath of the law. It is in line with this goal that Governor Alex Otti of Abia State immediately placed a 25 million naira bounty on the killers to encourage anyone with information or intelligence that could lead to their arrest to volunteer this. So also this excerpt from the Guardian editorial titled "Killers of Soldiers in Abia Should Not Escape Punishment." It says those who killed the 5 army personnel of Operation Yudoka at a checkpoint in Abia State on May 30, 2024, while performing their official duty of ensuring peace and protecting the citizens, must be fished out and made to face the wrath of the law. While Nigeria is spending a fortune to tackle terrorism that has been devastating the northern part of the country and retarding national development for about 2 decades, the government cannot afford to allow similar madness to be perpetrated in any other parts of its territory. So this is talking about these two editorials from the from the Premium Times and the Guardians are talking about the killings of soldiers by independence by IPOP. So, and I also think the Punch newspaper has an article by Azuka Onwuka, which is talking about as Tinubu abandoned restructuring and true federalism. It started by saying, since the Alliance for Democracy was founded in 1998, under which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the governor of Lagos State in 1999, the key ideologies he and the party have pushed have been restructuring and true federalism. The, the two principles followed the AD when it became the Action Congress and then the Action Congress of Nigeria, and eventually when it merged with other parties to form the All Progressive Congress. Hmm. So, the point is talking about as Tinubu abandoned restructuring and true federalism, while the Premium Times and the Guardian editorials are here talking about soldiers killed while they were in the line of duty. Hmm. So those two editorials from the Premium Times and the Guardian are ventilating the violence that has been conducted against men of the Nigerian military. And we also saw a picture of a soldier that was recently butchered by members of IPOP. So Nigeria pretty much is right now in the grip of violence agitations by secessionist groups. So what those two editorials were talking about were pretty much about violent secessionist agitators, and the Punch as an article talking about restructuring and true federalism as written by Azuka Onwuka. So pretty much the Nigerian state has not looked at the reasonable solutions to the problems of violent secessionist agitations. It is well known that well, IPOB has been in the trenches, and their predecessors conducted a civil war from 1967 to 1970. So also Nigeria lacks true federalism, and this has exacerbated demands for restructuring, and the extreme side of that is are those asking for secession. But we strongly believe that if the Nigerian state was just, if it was run in a justly manner, the demands for secession would be out of the picture. But because true federalism is not being entertained, that is one of the biggest reason why Nigerians are asking for secession. So this article by Azuka from the Punch goes on to say the most enduring legacy of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan as president of Nigeria would have been the implementation of the report of the 2014 National Conference. But it took the wrong step of not implementing it and using it as a bait for re-election in 2015. He and the key figures of his re-election bid made the ridiculous argument that Jonathan should be re-elected so that he could implement the National Conference report, but he lost the election. So what that part is pretty much talking about is restructuring, federalism, as the panacea to all of these violent agitations. So my position on that will be the Nigerian state is at present constituted in a very disorganized manner politically. So the constitution is defective, and as a result of that, the most effective solution would be secession or restructuring. Restructuring that is just and effective and well intentioned. Well, that is it for today, June 18, 2024. And my name again is Odunton Ahmed. If you are not a subscriber yet, I indulge you. I crave your indulgence to hit the subscribe button and like this video and share. Thank you. Have a great day.